Assalamu alaikum. I am Fatima from Al-JemilaFashion. In this series, I am using one cardboard pattern to make different kiddies hijab style. Today, I will show you how I use it to make the double pleated stole hijab. I made this pattern from a thick cardboard and I shaped it based on the child head size. So the kid that I'm making this hijab for, you can make this hijab for kiddies within the age of 2 to 3 years, depending on your preference. So I will be explaining the full measurements in my next video. So the first thing you are going to do is that make sure you fold your fabric into two. So I'm making use of a lacquer fabric of 1 yard. So make sure your hijab align properly. So the fabric is on fold. I folded it into two. So it is on fold. So the next thing we are going to do is to place our pattern, our cardboard pattern on our lacquer fabric. And make sure to put a solid item on top of it for it to stay very well when cutting it out. So let's cut it out. So after cutting, you remove all the items away from the fabric. So you can see the hijab. So I have already cut out the cap as well. So the next thing we'll be doing is how I arrived at the pleats. So I have this long strip. I have already cutted this long strip out. So but I will show you how I cut it. So for this, you can see that the long strip is not straight, it's a little curvy and not straight. So the dimension I used for this, I used 3 inches wide by 72 inches long. So my fabric is folded into 4. Make sure to fold your fabric into 4. So mark 1 inches round. Then after that, connect the lines together. So, and this is how I achieve this. So the next thing you are going to do is to mark 3 inches. Mark 3 inches round. From that 3 in mark 3 inches, 3 inches. So after marking, you connect the lines. So connect the lines together. After connecting the lines, you can then cut it out. So that's me cutting it out. So and that's how I achieve that curvy side. Once I'm done with that, I'm going to gather it later. So let's move to a bigger table. So this is me, that is the hijab in display. So I've already cut out my cap. The cap length is 4 inches by 12 inches. And that is the dimension I use for the cap. So the next thing we are going to do now is work on the strip. So for this now, make sure you place your strip right side. Place them on the right side. So let's move that aside. So that's the right side of my strip. So make sure you join them together. So join all the strip together. You will discover that you'll be having a very long strip. So once you are done joining, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and double fold the down parts. So you can also whip yours if you have a whipping machine, but for mine I like it being folded. So once I'm done with that, I'm going to come back and show you. So I have already folded the down part like I said earlier, and I also went
And I
to
also
ahead to
gathered the
gather the
cloth.
strip.
I
So
also
I
gathered the
gathered
strip
it.
rather.
So make
So you
sure
can
to
see
don't
it.
allow
I
it
have
to be
already
too
gathered the
thick. I
strip.
think 1 inch
So
will be
let's
okay
move
for the
to
gather
the
the plate.
sewing
Or you might
part
as well use
of the
maybe
hijab.
quarter, maybe half and quarter sha. You can as well use half and quarter. So let's put that aside. So the next thing we'll be working on is the hijab cap. So for this hijab cap, the length, the overall length is 12 inches. So from that 12 inches, I'm going to come in by 3.5 inches. 3.5 inches or 3 inches is fine, but I like mine at 3.5 inches. So just roll it straight down. So, so just roll it straight down. So after rolling, I have already created the bias. So I used this lacquer fabric to create that bias tip. So the length I used was 2.5 inches long. So that's how long it is going to be. So the first thing you're going to do is that you're going to place it on the glued line like this. So you stitch it first on the down part, then you move it inward. So you can see the way I am doing it. You move it in like that and bring it out at the other end and stitch on it. So I'll go ahead and do that. Once I'm done stitching,
So I have stitched it. So I want you to take note of something. So that's the center of my hijab cap. So for this hijab cap, the side with the bias is longer than the other side. So I have one longer side and one shorter side. So for the shorter one, I have 5.5 inches. For the longer one, I have 6.5, and that's all. So the next thing we are going to do now is this. We are going to notch the center of our hijab. So once we are done notching, we are going to attach our cap. So notch the center first. That's the first thing. After notching the center, we are going to attach our cap. Make sure you are attaching them center to center, right side facing right side. So after attaching the cap, we are going to stitch the side. So you can see it. Join the cap to hijab and stitch the side. So I am done attaching the cap and stitching the side. This next thing we are going to do now is very simple. So we are going to go ahead and fix our bow tie.
so now we are still going to work on the cap. So I have a bow tie. So the length of my bow tie is 3 inches by 2 centimeter. So I like it at that side. So that's me measuring it. That's 3 inches. I've already stitched all the sides and I brought it out on the right side. So that's 2 inches by 3 inches long. So I'm going to create a bow tie now. The best method to create a bow tie is to use your thread. You fix in your thread to the center of the bow tie. So you stitch it round and tie them so that they will form that shape. You can easily adjust that so to your preferred choice depending on how big or how puffy you want it to be. So that's me attaching them together, putting my thread on my bow tie. So I'll go ahead and tie it. Once I'm done tying it, I'll fix it into the bias strip that I fixed earlier on my cap. So the next thing we are going to do now is this. You are going to fix it into it. So fix the bow tie inside the strip. So after doing that, I love the look. The outcome was very beautiful, but I didn't like the rope. The rope was showing, so I had no choice. I just took my scissors and cut out the rope. So it will not look very neat and it will not give it a ready-made effect. So just cut out the rope and remove it, and that is how it looks like. So the next thing we are going to do now is that we are going to fix our pleated strip on our hijab. So what you will do next is this. You are going to turn your hijab, turn it to the back side. So don't forget to subscribe if you haven't subscribed. So you can see that my hijab is facing the right side. So the strip, the pleated strip, make sure that you place the pleated strip on the right side as well. So right side facing right side, and make sure when you are attaching your pleats, you can pick any side, but make sure you attach it from the back. Don't start from the front. Once you start from the front, it won't give you a very good finishing. It will look rough. So starting from the back makes it look more beautiful. So that's me trying to fix it. So that's how you are going to fix the long strip on the hijab. So that's how you do it. Then after fixing it like that, you go ahead and stitch it. Once I'm done doing it, I'll show you. So I've finished stitching it and you can see how beautiful it is. I'm not done with the hijab yet. So the next thing you are going to do is that you come up by 3 inches. So I love it at 3 inches. It came out really nice. So you come up by 3 inches. 3 inches. You mark 3 inches again. 3 inches. So once you are done marking the 3 inches, the next thing we are going to do is that we are going to connect the lines. So connect the lines together. So that is where the second pleat will be placed. So do the same for the other side as well. So I'll go ahead and place my remaining long strip, remaining pleated strip on top of the mark line. So like so, I'll do it round. So once I'm done doing it, I'm going to show you the finished look of it. So I'm done. I've attached the pleats. So and this is how it looks like. So the next thing is how I have used down. This is a red-made stone. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to cut off the excess. It is too big because it comes in with 5 sets. I think this is 5 or 6. So I discovered that it was too big, so I just had to keep trimming it to remove the excess. So once I was done trimming, I just trim out the excess. So I don't want it to come down too deep like that. So the next thing you're going to do is that before attaching this stone, you have to use a glue. So there's this glue that you use. You can use a glue to glue it first before placing it on an heat press. But if you don't have a heat press, you can use iron. I actually use iron for mine, and it came out very nice. So the next thing you're going to do is that you're going to trim off one stone. So I'm trimming one out now. That will be the tiny one. So that was the tiny one was what I used for the tiny stone. So you see how I'll do it. So just put your glue it, put your glue on the stone first before attaching it to your fabric. That's the best way to do this. So you can see how I place it. So then you place it round. You place it on the side that I pleated earlier. So you do it for the upper and the lower part. So once I'm done, I'm going to show you the finished look of my hijab. And this is the finished look of my hijab. My hijab, it came out really nice. I love the effect. It was very beautiful. So I'll go ahead and put it on my kid, my baby, so you can see the beautiful effect of it. And that is how I made this style using the same cardboard pattern. In my next video, I will show you another hijab from the same pattern. Don't miss it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Bye.